I experienced that in a course I teach, and also in general. I think that the idea to instill in the students the capacity for collaboration and teamwork is really super fundamental. And I mean that students, creative people can synthesize very diverse requirements into a new synergetic whole, and that I always want to make sure that they also have the language and the tools to communicate these visions. And you know, they have to, in architecture, you work with fellow architects, you work with other creative thinkers, you work with engineers, with clients, with politicians, or community leaders, and or your peer, and to be able to communicate your ideas in every step of the way is really important, that you feel like it's you can be heard and you can articulate it. And in each of these collaborators, you have to basically acquire a different language, right? Capacity to turn around and adapt to a situation and be able to respond to it in a productive way and fabricate something that people need. That's unique. I mean, I think it's a fantastic skill, and it's unique, and I feel it's like with changing conditions, it's going to, you know, be needed more and more, or be needed, yeah, more and more. And it's, you know, we always talk about the complexities of the situation because we need to adapt to new conditions. You know, the creative field, people are taught to think synthetically and to do research and invent and prototype and then make things. And that transition, that, you know, the connection between left and right brain and from an analytical rigor and the knowledge about stuff to then connect the dots and make the leap into something new. That's a very powerful skill, right? And I think, to me, knowing and honoring this skill is what I want to make sure that we offer that to the students, that it's valued, that is something unique. I feel it's a superpower. You know? I found that a very super interesting question. And I mean, we have experienced that in our current situation, we are all teaching, learning, working in this hybrid mode, right? In this hybrid mode between virtual and physical environment. And that's only been a year. And, you know, many of the tools have been around for a while, right? To do this kind of virtual communication and conferencing. And but people haven't used it because they didn't have to. But now, already after a year into this exclusively remote situation, the students and us as teachers, we're mixing these media. So, you know, you go between a virtual whiteboard and video presentations and interactive video conferences, and we can manipulate each other's work remotely. And you know, I've also seen students who, you know, do their presentations with a virtual background of their work, which is a video, or, you know, it's super. Also there, you know, it's been so creatively adapted and employed, which is really fantastic to see. So, you know, 30 years ago, there was this introduction of computational tools into the creative process, into the generative process, not only representational, but into the moment of creation of new work. There has been this big debate over, you know, should it be the computer or should it be the pencil? And I don't think that's a question. It's always both, right? And that's if it's both, then it becomes new and different, and something new springs from this mix, right? So we have the additional tools and that we can employ, and now they have been maximized, or they have been extrapolated upon because everybody needs to use them, right? Which is fantastic. You know, it will also help our planet if we don't have to hop on a plane every time we need to talk to somebody or need to work together. So I think it's productive if we keep using it in that way. And you know, the reality will also be that we see each other, hear each other, you know, in some moment we're going to be, you know, have other sensory experiences together, and, you know, we're getting closer and closer to the beam me over Scotty situation, which is really to me, that's super exciting. And to have that as a new tradition of, you know, of the hybrid, hybrid mode between the virtual and the analog is really super promising and exciting.